Hi and welcome back to flicklisters.com. Today we're going to be ranking the most aesthetically pleasing wars. That's right, we're going back in time to look back at humanity's derpiest moments and seeing how well they've held up against modern tastes and sensibility. Spoiler alert, some still rock just as hard as they did back in the day. Now there's only one place to start this list, and that would be at number 5. That's right. Although it's the most modern war on this list, aesthetically it leaves a lot to be desired, mostly taking part in deserts and sandy little towns. It just doesn't have those nice vivid colors of the more preferable wars. Now this war was started by what many people consider America's biggest oopsie, and for that reason alone it feels a little overrated. A lot of this war's aesthetic can still be found in the military today, which makes this war feel even more oversaturated in contrast to the rest of our nominations. That being said, it still spawned enough movies to get any warm-blooded American rock hard. But sadly, it didn't give us very many war songs, unlike some of our other picks. This time we're going all the way back before any of the high-tech mumbo-jumbo. Compared to the other wars on this list, this is definitely the cutest. No gigantic warships, no nuclear missiles, just silly little hats. Look at all those thrilly suits and little wigs. These little guys are adorable. Unfortunately, not that many movies were created based on this war, and for good reason. Guns back then took so long to load. Who would want to watch that on screen? I certainly wouldn't. Now we're getting into the really good stuff, World War I. Now this one also has a lot of drab aesthetics, but this time it's so drab it wraps around to being ironic. This was also a very muddy war. Out of all the wars we researched, this one looks like it smelled the worst. Seriously, these people should have learned to take a shower every so often, and also they should have just been less cowards. Imagine hiding in the dirt instead of just fighting like a man. Now on the movie front, this does fine. There's a couple of cool movies, but for the most part, all the World War I movies are old, and I'm not watching old movies. I think nobody would debate that this war had the best bad guy. Just truly iconic. Everything about this war I would consider iconic. The outfits, the guns, the atrocities. Now I said earlier that the Iraq War had one of America's worst atrocities, but this one has maybe the worst atrocities for all of humanity. And that's got to earn you a few extra places on this list. Actually, several of humanity's worst oopsies, but I think it's fair to say those can be forgiven as it gave us some of our best movies. Whether that be the awesome action of Saving Private Ryan or the thrills of Dunkirk. This war really gave us it all. The only reason it isn't in the top spot is because this war wasn't cool enough. There was no cool music made and no cool fashion choices that came from that. But our number one pick sure has it all. Here it is, our number one pick, the Vietnam War. This war had it all, the cool music, the great movies, the great fashion, the chic protests, the sweet weapons. What isn't there to love? First off, it takes place in the lovely Vietnam, a great place for any young person to explore and really find themselves today. And a lot of this can probably be attributed back to the war. Who wants to fight in boring Europe? Take me to sunny Asia, please. Everybody got to wear sweet vests and look sweaty and cool. What a bunch of hunks. This was also a truly philosophical war. A lot of musing about things and stuff, and I don't know a lot about that. But it definitely gave us some of the best movies and music of all time. If I was going to fight any war, I would want it to be this war. To me, there really isn't any competition. And also, who did this war really hurt? Vietnam became a lovely tourist destination, and America had no repercussions of starting the war. It was a win-win situation. Thanks for watching our list. Tell us in the comments, what's your favorite war?